Hey guys, Pig of the Hut here. Wrapping it up with the balance variation. First I did the Possess guide, then I did Kenjutsu, and now I'm going to wrap it all up, the trifecta, with Balanced. Balance is basically a variation to be used against impatient players, players that are not very knowledgeable of Kenshi as a whole, and players who use characters who are reckless and fearless, where you can be the patient and calm one and take advantage of reckless play. Let's talk a little bit about pros and cons. The pros for Balance is great raw damage. It's the best variation for interrupting strings with holes, yet you must be careful because if you interrupt, say like a back 1-2-4 or a back 1-2-2 into a low sword with Kodal or Cassie, you know, what have you, then those characters can bait you. They can look at you have 2 bars of meter, you're going to be itching to interrupt with armor, and they can bait those attacks, and then what are you left at? You're left at -17 for EX Rising Karma, and now you're the one wasting a bar, wasting money, getting punished, full combo. Or you can do the EX Shoulder, which is very tiny damage, which basically neutralizes this pro. It's no longer a pro anymore if you're having to interrupt with EX Shoulder, because then you're only getting 14% damage, whereas, and it's safe -2, whereas you could be playing Possessed and basically be safe using EX Shoulder or EX Overhead or EX Rising Karma and get more damage. So one of the pros for Balance actually becomes not a pro, it becomes a con. But let's go ahead and look at the next one. It's the best anti-air damage, and it's also the best mistake damage, meaning people who like to cross over you with when you have meter, people who like to jump at you when you have meter. Balanced definitely takes care of this very well. It puts a lot of threat into your opponent's mind. It gives you 28 to 32% damage anytime they cross you up or jump at you with EX Rising Karma. This is the best variation, no contest here. Best variation for X-Ray. You get anywhere from 51% to 64% combos in the mid-screen and corner. Another good pro I'm going to say before the video starts is the shoulder whiff recovery is extremely fast. Very, very good. It's great for building meter after a hard knockdown, after teleflurry hits, or throw, or actually if you hit them with shoulder, you're guaranteed another shoulder whiff unless they're a fast teleport character that can wake up teleport. Now this is actually a pro that covers a con. You're building meter constantly, because if you don't have that meter, you are not going to be winning any matches with Balanced Kenshi. You need meter to break. You need meter to take risks yourself, armor interrupting, and you need risks as a whole to have any sort of offense or threat. Now, that's a good segue to the cons. Let's talk about the cons, and then we'll go into the video. Lots of holes. Balance has more holes than a porn star, in my opinion. It's interruptible offense. It's non-threatening offense. Your mix-up is back 3 a low and a throw. There is no overhead mix-up, unless you call 4 down 4 a 5% mix-up a huge threat. I'm sorry, but Possess gets more of that in chip, and it's safe. Least amount of options for offense. Teleflurry is a 9% space control risk that could end up costing you your entire life. 4-2 is absolutely useless due to poor frames, -7, poor cancel advantage, making it not even part of the offense as a whole. All space control tools are big risks for little payoff and all very punishable except EX Shoulder. Down 4 options in this variation are all interruptible with armor and backdash. EX down back 4 has absolutely no purpose in the game. EX Teleflurry has absolutely no purpose in the game. But let's go ahead and start looking at Kenshi, and I promise you there are definitely some pros we're going to look at, but I feel there's a lot of problems with this variation, and which is why it will become the weakest as the game progresses. So to do something a little different in this variation guide, I want to start off with a little video footage of what it looks like to use Balance versus a character. Now, what I'm showing here in a great set that I had with Mike Metroid, where he dominated my Kenshi Possess variation, he recommended to me that I try the Balance variation because he thinks this does better versus Cage. So what better footage to maybe kick off this variation guide by looking at this. So as you can see, I'm using my shoulder and my overhead slash to set up my teleflurry. As I will talk about later in this video, a whiff teleflurry is death on whiff. It's minus 53. So I'm doing a lot of shoulder whiffs to bait shadow kicks where I can neutral crouch and punish, and I'm doing a lot of shoulder whiffs to bait movement. I'm also whiffing standing 1 full screen away sometimes. I'm not sure if I do it in this match, but whiffing standing 1 full screen away, because it recovers almost instantly, it baits movement, which you can get a free overhead slash or free shoulder or free teleflurry. So I just want to start the variation guide with a little bit of footage here to show how to zone out your opponent, how to space your opponent, how to use the run game, just as kind of like a little primer, a little improv, and how to also whiff normals in front of your opponent to set up the armor traps, which we're going to talk about in this video. I know in the video I'm a little negative about balance, so I wanted to start the video off with some positivity, showing what it actually looks like in a match. And you can view this whole series on YouTube. Meter building 101. It is extremely important that you build meter, because without meter you are absolutely no threat. When you land a teleflurry on hit, you are at such heavy frames that you're guaranteed a back forward 2, which is a whiff shoulder, and you can do up to 2 or 3 against non-teleporting characters. And characters that have fast wake up teleports, especially ones with armor, you can get away with 1. This is going to be the reason why you win any matches, by building meter in the balance form. There's other ways to build meter, but this is by far the best way to build meter in the balance variation. So anytime you hit a teleflurry, it's a hard knockdown, it's heavy plus on hit, and shoulder recovers extremely quick, and you're guaranteed it even if you're standing right next to the opponent. Now I'm showing you can do 4-2-1 overhead slash, down 4 slash, back forward shoulder, which is what I like to call a sequence to build meter. And I'm getting rid of my meter again, and we're going to look at more options. You can do run cancel shoulder, that helps build meter. You build more meter if you do a special connects on block and a special comes out on activation. So it's important to utilize your run game with down 4 shoulder, down 4 rising karma, or run in with rising karma or with rising karma to bait any neutral jumps or jump over you. And you can also do a run game where you dash in and do EX rising karma to bait pokes. Now, other mix-ups, as I'm showing, is back 3 overhead, back 3-2 overhead, and then that basically is a -4, -5 string, which sets up your EX Rising Karma as an armor option. If they try to poke you out of it, then you want to do EX Rising Karma like I'm showing here, or if they try to hit you or do a special or do a spear or do any kind of fast attack, your EX Rising Karma will win. Now this is a read. This is not guaranteed, it's not safe, but this is how you have to play Balanced Kenshi. You have to build meter to be able to break and to be able to take armor risks just like this. And when they respect your armor, you want to also go in for back 3 mix-ups and throws. Kenshi's balance variation has the best raw damage for EX Rising Karma on cross-up and straight jumps at you. It's great for cross-ups and build meter with the teleflurry after you hit it with a couple of shoulders. Now let's look at some B&Bs. I'm going to go through a couple of B&Bs and I'll put the notations in the video. The balance variation is the only variation where the X-ray should be used, and it is a necessity because when it hits, oh, it hits. Think of all the meter you just built. Now you can cash it in finally when you finally hit your opponent with a low and hit a mid-screen 51% ending with an OTG shoulder check. Kenshi's balance variation also has great no meter corner damage. Jump in 2, back 3-2, Rising Karma, 4-3, Rising Karma, 4-3, Teleflurry, and end with meter build into standing 1 pressure. You can also do an EX shoulder down 1 Rising Karma, 4-3 Teleflurry, ending with shoulder to build meter, or you can replace the down 1 with a 4-3. So you want to use your armor traps and the EX shoulder to maybe net this combo into a hard knockdown to build more meter. Now let's look at his 2-2 recapture strings in conjunction with balance. B&B ending with 2-2, you want to reverse the screen positioning to build meter, and to reverse the screen to buy yourself more space behind you. You can also throw after 2-2. You can also do back 3 overhead slash, you can do down 4 overhead slash, but listen, none of these are good options. I know, but it's the groceries that we were given, and this is the dinner that we have to cook. The general footsies and neutral game include this: down 4 overhead slash, and then you want to do a shoulder check max range. Down 4 slash, and then you can do a run into back 3 combo. Use the plus frames on hit of down 4 or slash to do back 3-2 in a combo, or to run up and do run. Down 4 slash on hit. Oh, wait a minute. Let's look at down 4 overhead slash. There are no frames. You're actually taken away from, you're -1 frame on hit. So what's actually better to do is down 4 overhead slash, walk back and read your opponent. That's what this variation's about. When you hit your opponent and you're in negative frames, you're forced to walk back and do reads and reactions with EX Rising Karma if they jump at you, or shoulder if they come walking and running at you. Now let's look into some more of Kenshi's problems in Balanced. We will look into what's interruptible, punishable, and actually explore how limited his offense actually is and how unsafe he is everywhere. Everyone who complains about Kenshi being an overpowered character are just having nightmares of MK9 all over again. He is nothing like the MK9 form, although that's what the Balanced variation is derived from. But let's just take a look. Back 3-2 Rising Karma is punishable at -12. Jump in 1 has no advantage on block. You must use jump in 2, which has a smaller hitbox, or you're going to get armor interrupted by good players. Back 3-2 into shoulder is -15 punishable. Back 3-2 overhead slash is interruptible, so you're forced 100% of the time to do option selects or end at back 3-2, hopefully killing your opponent with about 300 mids on block. It's best to end with 4-2-1 because you're at +2 and nothing is interruptible except 4 being a high. 4-2 is also plus and leaves you a great down 4 overhead slash range, but that sucks because that can also be backdash or armor interrupted. When they do respect, for some reason, your 4-2-1 pressure into a special, it can open up a run, cancel throw, but you know, that's not a groundbreaking mix-up, but it's what we have to work with in Kenshi's balanced state. 4-2-1 overhead slash is pretty safe versus most of the cast, as is 4-2 overhead slash, and that does build meter. 4 overhead is not safe, it can be interrupted, and most characters can punish it because of slightly less pushback. In fact, back 3 low into overhead slash is not. It's a completely interruptible pressure mix-up that everyone gets away with and no one interrupts. So like I said, you have back 3-2 shoulder that gets punished, back 3-2 Rising Karma that gets punished, back 3-2 EX Rising Karma that gets punished. So I guess we're supposed to win with EX shoulders and block, and back 3-2 and a bunch of mids on block. Now let's look how broke Teleflurry is. Ever since Teleflurry got buffed, I've heard that it is completely broken. Well, I'm Scorpion right now, and I'm showing you how long it takes Kenshi to actually move or neutral jump after a whiff Teleflurry. That's right, it's -53 frames, which is almost a complete second on your clock, which allows every single teleport character in this game, yes I mean every single teleport character, to neutral crouch duck, no block, and get a full combo from any point of the screen. This includes Ermac, Scorpion, Kung Lao, basically any character where in the move list it says you can teleport. So again, it's -53, almost a full second recovery, so maybe now people can watch this, understand why I believe balance the future is bleak. And any character with a teleport can punish a whiff flurry anywhere on the screen, so you're basically risking a 9% space control attack. A space control character's attack, that's what he's based on, to lose your whole bar by be put in some kind of vortex or reset, or most characters can just run up and just 50-50 you. As I'm showing here, 3/4 screen away, you can run cancel into a fast normal and then get basically a full combo. And I'm going to show you more examples than just teleporting characters. And this is an example of shoulder getting punished at almost max range by a normal. It doesn't even need to be a reversal special. Rising Karma, same thing. If you get caught doing Rising Karma in someone's face, you're going to get blown up. But I'm going to show some other characters. Here's a move that no one ever knows exists in the game, EX Trance. It goes full screen. So basically, if I do a 9% space control check, I can get Vortex for my entire life bar. Or Quan can just rush up and do back 3-2 EX Rune, so he doesn't have to spend a meter until he hits you on damage. And Kung Lao, he can teleport and do neutral jump 3 and get a combo. And then you have Shinnok over here that can run cancel and then do his broke reset and Vortex. So you might be saying, Pick, come on, just rush in and play the neutral pressure. Utilize your mids more. Let's talk about that. 3 to overhead sword is completely interruptible. 3-2-2 overhead sword is interruptible. 3-2 is also, so you're basically limited to 2 mids only for pressure. The down 4 overhead slash is interruptible. The down 4 shoulder isn't, however, it's full combo punishable with reversal specials. And down 4 Rising Karma is wrong for all the reasons because it's punishable and it's interruptible. And down 4 EX shoulder, you're spinning a bar and it's still getting interrupted. Just look at the examples here of everything I've spoken about, and if you see something that I didn't do, please text me or post on Test Your Might or on YouTube comments. I'm going to leave you guys up on a high note here. Balance with Kenshi is one of the best strings to interrupt normals into specials, or any strings that have holes. You get the most raw damage ending with meter building. Although, like I warned you at the beginning of the video, if this Cassie player would actually do back 2, pause, and bait my Rising Karma, it would be me put into a 35% combo into a 50-50 reset and Vortex all over again. So I'm forced to do EX Shoulder for 14%, which isn't very good. I would rather play Balanced and get more damage. Or, I'm sorry, I'd rather play Possessed to get more damage, or even Kenjutsu to get more damage and to be safe completely. Another thing that really quirks me is his down 3 is a mid. It's not a low. Hence, Predator has almost the same looking down 3 as do most other characters in this game, and they're lows. But this is a mid. And it's not even that good. It's not even that fast. So, this is another problem with the character. So I'm forced to do these mix-ups where I hit down 4 on hit, and you use the plus 23 frames to then give you a free throw mix-up or to get a free back 3 combo mix-up. But again, they could just block low and take a 12%, which isn't really a thing to worry about when other characters have 35 to 40% damaging combos that lead to the same situation of a guessing game again. But with Kenshi, there really is no guessing game in Balanced. That's why I feel it's the weakest position or variation by far in the game for Kenshi. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, but more importantly, I hope this video was a little bit more eye-opening to the people who think Balanced Kenshi is actually very good, or hell, some people even think it's his strongest variation. I would like anyone to challenge me to anything that I've said and describe to me of what would be a suitable offense that would leave a Kenshi Balanced player down a successful path. Because as I've shown, all of his pressure tools are interruptible, all of them are punishable. He's forced to play in the neutral game and pray the entire match. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I highly recommend all of you stick to Possessed and Kenjutsu, because that's where it's going to be at once people actually wise up and learn how to punish it like I just showed in this guide. Thanks guys, and have a great day.